พระมาจโลกาทิปติสหัมปติกัตตัญชลีอานาทิวารังอายาจทาสันติทาสัตตาปาราชาคาชาติกาเทเสตุธรรมังอนุกรรมปิมังปะชัง
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังนะมัสสามิ Well, I'm very happy indeed to be back here at the Intercontinental Hotel at the invitation of Yompek, and to be here once again in Bangkok is always a delight. People are so interested in Dhamma and in using the Buddha's teaching and the practices that the Buddha described to help improve one's life. This is a noble intention, and there's such a interest, enthusiasm here amongst the lay community and amongst the Sangha that it's always an enjoyable opportunity to come and spend time here. As Yom Pek said, I'll speak mostly in English, and then 70%, 80%, and then I will translate a little bit. My Thai is very poor, so I call it Phasa Amaro, Machai Phasa Thai. So it's more my own version of Thai language, but I understand that there are mi bang kong go Khajai Phasa Angit Mai Dai. So for those who cannot understand any English, then I will speak a little bit in my version of Thai language, but I hope that the general meaning will come across to everybody who has gathered here. Those who have English only and no Thai, those who have Thai and no English, and those who have both, you get 2 Dhamma talks. So you get double helping. So the theme for today is merit and happiness. And so this is something that I would say we are all interested in. The tuk-tukon yakjami kwam sabai chai, you know. Everyone wants to be happy. I could ask for a show of hands, you know, how many people here do not want to be happy? But it's no point because nobody would put their hand up. And so we all want happiness, and in our, say, Buddhist tradition and in Buddhist customs, then one of the, say, most practiced and most accustomed ways in which people try to create the causes for happiness is in what we call making merit. The tambun is the word in Thai. Tam is to make. Bun is the word for punya. So in the Pali language, punya, or bun in Thai, this is a word that means the wholesome qualities of the heart. It's you can say it is the brightness of the heart. Mi kwam sawang yunai chai, ben bun. That brightness of the heart, the inner, inner contentment, kwam sabai chai. That brightness of the heart is what we mean by bun. So in many instances, many situations, people come to visit a monastery to Tambun, and those of you who have listened to Luang Por Chah's teachings, or you have been to, you had the opportunity to visit Wat Nom Bapong when Luang Por Chah was alive, you will know that he would often talk about the attitude, the dasanakati, the attitude that people have when they come to make merit มีทัศนคติอะไรเมื่อมาเพื่อจะทำบุญที่วัด so he would say how people would come in a lot tour in a tour bus. They would come, all come into the sala, give a lot of packages and things to him or to the sangha, then Waipra, and then get on the bus and go away again. And he would say, "Oh, I don't know what they're here for. They just come to leave their things. They call it tambun, and they get on the bus and go away." But it's called tambun. But do they really know what bun is? So เข้าใจเมื่อคนมาที่วัดเข้าศาลาแล้วกราบพระแล้วถวายของแล้วกราบอีกแล้วรีบออกขึ้นรถ ขึ้นรถบัสแล้วออกวัด So he would say he would bring that to mind. What are you doing here? What is the merit that you are creating? What is the boon? And to get people to think, to pijarana, to investigate, say, ben buñ yangไร? What is this merit? How is it something that is a blessing, ben mongkon? เข้าใจไหม? So he would like to get people to think, to investigate, to explore. Think, พิจารณาก็ทำไมเป็นบุญทำไมมีประโยชน์ทำไมถวายของเข้ามาที่วัดแล้วถวายพระถวายอาหารหรือถวายสิ่งที่เพื่อจะช่วยวัดนี่เป็นบุญทำไม So he always liked to get people to consider what they're doing, why they're doing it, rather than doing things in an automatic way. When Lumpur Panyananta, I think probably many of you are familiar with his name. He's from Wat Chola Pratan, Nonthaburi. He was a close Kalyanamit, close spiritual companion of Lumpur Buddhatat, Ajahn Buddhadasa from Wat Suanmok. When he came to visit Wat Amarawadi, he came many times in the 1980s and the 90s to visit us and to help our Sangha when Lumpur Cha was ill. หลวงพ่อปัญญานันทเคยมาที่วัดอมรวดีเพื่อจะช่วยพระสงฆ์เมื่อสุขภาพของหลวงพ่อชาเสื่อมไปก็หลวงพ่อปัญญานันทมาเพื่อจะเป็นกัลยาณมิตรของหลวงพ่อสุเมโธเพื่อจะช่วยพระสงฆ์ So he would talk about this also. He would like Lumpur Cha, he would like to get people to investigate. Well, you come and you give me these things and you call it tambun. Why is it bun? Do you know? Do you think about it? What is this? And he would say, sometimes I feel like I'm a postman for the boon. I collect the letters and I deliver them. Or like he say, they treat a monk like myself like I'm a travel agent. They come and buy the ticket to Kunsawan. Instead of buying a ticket for the aeroplane, they want to buy a ticket to go to heaven. They come to the monk, they make a donation, say, okay, I got my ticket, huh? So he could be very funny, Lumpur Panyananda, in a very, very very dry way. He would put pra, put trong doi. So he would speak in a very polite way, but very direct. Maybe many of you listen to the Dhamma teachings of Lumpur Panyananda. And so, like Lumpur Cha, he would say, do you think the monk is like a shopkeeper? You come to buy your ticket to heaven? Is that what you want? Is that what you're thinking of? People go, oh, people will be a bit embarrassed. And he say, well, this is a very shallow or very worldly understanding of tambun. See, it's not that giving things to the monastery is not good, but it's helpful to understand what is the motivation, what is the mi chetana arai, what is the intention, and what do you believe, mi kwamchi arai, what do you think is happening? Do you think that if you give the food, you put the food into the monk's bowl, that is automatic ticket to Sawan? Do you think automatic? Is that so? Why is that so? So, like Lumpur Cha, Lumpur Buddhatat, Lumpur Panyananda, and I feel this is very helpful for us. They would be teachers who would get us thinking for ourselves, not to just believe easily, not just to มีความเชื่อง่ายๆ not to just take things on trust or to believe too easily, but to explore and say, oh, how does this work? What is going on here? How is this something that is beneficial? Why does this bring a quality of boon? What is that boon? So I feel today this is a good opportunity to investigate, to explore. What is boon? What is the source of happiness? We all want happiness, but how do we find that? What is the source of that happiness? So there is a particular teaching that I thought, a couple of teachings from the Prasut, from the Dhamma teachings, the suttas of the Buddha that I thought I would share with you today, that talk about what is the real causes of happiness and what do we mean by boon or by merit. ก็หลวงพ่อชาหลวงพ่อพุทธทาสหลวงพ่อพัญญนันท์เขาสอนเพื่อทุกๆของพระสงฆ์และญาติโยมพิจารณาเหตุของบุญเป็นยังไงเหตุของความสุขความสบายใจมาจากไหนเป็นอะไร What is the source? What is the root of happiness? And how do we create that? What really is boon? So in one sutta, this is called the Magandiya Sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya, sutta called T. Jetsibha. Sutta number 75 in the Majjhima Nikaya is called the Magandiya Sutta. And there was a layman called Magandiya who was a wealthy man, and he was interested in the spiritual life. He came to see the Buddha, and he had a very comfortable life. He enjoyed good food. He had a beautiful place to live. He had lovely things around him, and he couldn't see what was wrong with worldly happiness and to have worldly pleasures. When I was here in Bangkok in June, I met a man exactly like this. I thought, maybe this is Magandiya, come back. So he came to the Buddha and said, what is wrong with sensual pleasure? You know, you're a monk and you talk about letting go of all of this, or that this is not useful, not beneficial. Why? It's fun, I enjoy it, it's beautiful. Delicious food is delicious. Beautiful things are beautiful. What's wrong with that? So he had these questions. ในพุทธกาลมีโยมเป็นคารวะชื่อมากันเดียมากราบพระพุทธเจ้าก็ถามว่าความถ้ามีอาหารอร่อยมากหรือของสวยมากอยู่ที่บ้านก็บ้านมีหลายๆของก็ชอบใจอันนี้อร่อยมากดีมากสวยมากก็ทำไมไม่มีประโยชน์ทำไมมันอันตรายทำไมพระพุทธเจ้าไม่ชอบทำไมเสียสาระแล้วเมื่อมาที่นี้ที่กรุงเทพเดือนมิถุนายนปีนี้ก็มีโยมมามีคำถามด้วยก็ใกล้ๆกับจิตนิสัยใกล้ๆกับคุณมากันเดียนี่ก็ก็นิสัยเท่าๆกันนิสัยเท่าๆกัน so the very similar personality, same question. Say, what's wrong? He was a very rich man also, big successful businessman, mi Thurakit, Yai Mak. So the Buddha said to Magandiya, and this is, I feel, is a very important teaching, because people assume that the Buddha was kind of anti-sense pleasure or anti-worldly happiness. But the way he explains things to Magandiya is very interesting. Because what he says is, Magandiya, so you have a very comfortable life, you have beautiful things around you, you have a lovely home, so you have a lot of luxury here. So, but if you were a Deva Raja in the Tavatimsa heaven, you were already in a Deva in Devalok, and you were able to live in the Tavatimsa heaven, the Devalok, and you had 500 female devas who were your companions, your consorts, and you lived in the beautiful gardens of the Tavatimsa heaven. Would you be interested in your life, down here in Savatthi, as a wealthy businessman? would you be interested? And Markandeya said, no, of course not. If I'm up in the Devalok, why would I be interested in the human world? The pleasures down here are very small, but the pleasures in the Devalok are much bigger, much greater. Of course, I would not be interested. พระพุทธเจ้าถามMarkandeya ถ้าเป็นเทวราชอยู่ในเทวโลกที่ทาวทิงสะถ้ามีแต่เทวทาเป็นผู้หญิง500 คนแล้วอยู่ในสวนทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างสวยมากๆมีสนใจในชีวิตที่เมืองสาวัตถีอยู่ที่บ้านนี้แล้วMarkandeyaบอกว่าไม่ใช่ไม่มีสนใจทำไมมีสนใจก็อยู่ที่เทวโลกสวยกว่าอร่อยกว่าทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างดีมากๆไม่มีสนใจSo then the Buddha said, so Markandeya, the pleasure that I experience from my own mind is as far above the pleasures of the Devalok, of the Tavatimsa heaven, as the Devaloka is above the worldly pleasures of your life in Savatthi. He said, I can sit without moving for 7 days and 7 nights and experience constant bliss for 7 days and 7 nights. So my mind is experiencing blissful happiness without a break for Wetdio for 7 days and 7 nights. Do you think even King Bimbisara, king of Magadha, could experience that same kind of happiness? Markandeya said, well, no, impossible. He said, so because the happiness that I experience from my own mind, my own peaceful mind, is so superior to the happiness even of the heavenly worlds. It's not that I hate sense pleasure or that it's bad or wrong. It's just I'm not interested because the happiness that I know from the peaceful heart, from the heart free of greed, hatred and delusion, is much more delightful. It's much more blissful. It's more complete, more whole, more pure. Why would I be interested in something so inferior when I know something that is so much more delightful, more blissful, more beautiful? So that this, I feel, is a very important explanation or talking about happiness. That in this teaching, the Buddha is explaining that the happiness of the mind that is awake, the mind that is free of attachments, the mind that is free of greed, hatred and delusion, is a much more complete and delightful happiness than you can find from any kind of worldly pleasure. So that when we think about making boon to be happy or even going to heaven, I think it's good to bear in mind, the Buddha said that the happiness of the peaceful mind, of the awake mind, is much better than any kind of happiness that you can find in a heavenly world. So I'll try to say that in Thai. So ถ้าพระพุทธเจ้าท่านอธิบายว่าเมื่อมีจิตใจก็ดับกิเลสดับความทุกข์หมดแล้วมีความสบายใจสูงกว่าความสบายในเทวโลกพระพุทธเจ้านั้นอธิบายว่าก็นั่งสมาธิ7 วัน 7 คืนไม่ได้ไปไหนแล้วมีความสุขตลอดเวลาไม่หยุดสักเวทเดียวแล้วพระราชการอยู่ที่สาวัตถีที่ราชการก็ไม่มีความสุขไม่มีความสบายใจอย่างนั้นฉะนั้นเพราะว่ามีความสบายความสุขในใจอย่างนี้ไม่สนใจในความสบายใจที่มาจากอาหารอร่อยหรืออยู่กับผู้หญิงหรือความแต่งงานหรือความสบายใจมาจากมีลูกหรือมีของมีบ้านใหญ่ๆไม่มีสนใจ So I feel this is when we think about happiness, then this gives us a very important message. And again, if you've listened to the Dhamma teachings of great Ajahns like Luang Por Chah, Luang Por Puttatat, Luang Por Mahabua, and the great forest Ajahns, they often speak about this, that there's really 2 kinds of happiness. And the easy way to remember this is the first kind of happiness is the happiness of getting what you want. You want something, you get it. Sabajai. You see something here in the Intercontinental Hotel. I'm sure they have lots of delicious food. And you go, ooh, I want some of that. And you take the food and you eat it. Oh, happy. So there's the happiness of getting what you want. That kind of happiness. This is called a worldly happiness, or theความสุขของโลก. The other kind of happiness is the happiness of not wanting anything, the happiness of a heart which is free of any kind of limitation. เป็นจิตใจที่เป็นอิสระ. So the heart is free. The heart is awake to the reality of the Dhamma. So just like the Dhamma doesn't need anything, the Dhamma doesn't want anything, it's not lacking anything. So when the heart is awake to the quality of Dhamma, there is no feeling of want, or I've got to have, or I must get. The heart is not lacking anything. And so the second kind of happiness, which we call lokutara, above the world, or non-worldly happiness, or spiritual happiness in English, that is the happiness of not wanting anything. So that is a very different kind of happiness. So the happiness of the Buddha was the happiness of that feeling of samret, of completeness, of wholeness, that nothing is missing from the pure heart. So this is a very different quality of happiness. So if we are wanting to live our life in a skillful way, if we want to live in a way that is beneficial and really brings the result of happiness, then if our target is only worldly happiness, then we can keep doing that. To going beautiful places, getting beautiful things, eating beautiful food, being around beautiful people, getting a high position in society, being able to have a numbat with kind of lots of initials after your name, with all your titles and degrees and the kind of achievements. But yet it's never enough, because that's the way that danha works, the way that desire, wanting works. We always want more. Maybe we have so many titles, but we want another title. We maybe have published so many books, we want to publish more. We maybe have got a high rank, we want a higher rank. We have a big house, we want a bigger house. You park your 100-meter long yacht in the south of France, in Nice, and then someone's got 110 meters long. Their yacht is 110 meters long next to you. Icha. Soในคำสอนของหลวงพ่อชาหลวงพ่อพุทธทาสหลวงตามหาบัวและพระอาจารย์ในฝ่ายวัดป่าก็อธิบายมีความสุขสองอย่างความสุขสำหรับโลกและความสุขความสบายใจข้างบนโลกโลกุตระทีแรกความสุขของโลกเป็นเมื่อเราเอาอะไรหรือเมื่อรับแล้วมีความสบายเมื่อมีอาหารที่เราชอบก็เมื่อฉันอร่อยมากเป็นความสบายแต่เป็นความสบายสำหรับโลกแล้วถ้าเราอยากจะเข้าใจความสุขของเป็นโลกุตระสูงข้างบนโลกเป็นจิตใจที่ไม่เอาอะไรจิตใจที่สำเร็จแล้วจิตใจที่ปล่อยความโกรธความโลภความหลงแล้วใจบริสุทธิ์เป็นความสุขความสบายใจจริงๆไม่เอาอะไรมีสองอย่างนี้ the happiness of getting what you want ความสุขที่มาจากรับสิ่งที่เราเอาความสุขที่สองเป็นไม่เอาอะไร So another teaching that I thought I would share with you today, which also speaks about Bun and the importance of meditation and other aspects. And I feel this is also the kind of teaching that would frequently be given by Luang Por Chah and the other Ajahns. It's again from the Prasut, and it's called the Velama Sutta. And in this teaching, the Buddha describes, he said, many years ago, many eons ago, there was a Brahmin called Velama, and he said, and in that lifetime, that was this Brahmin was me in that previous lifetime. This was when I was a Prat Bodhisattva, and this Brahmin was very, very rich, and one day he made a huge offering. And I won't be able to describe this in Thai, but the English is he donated 84,000 pots of gold filled with silver, 84,000 silver pots filled with gold. He donated 10,000 horses, 10,000 elephants, 10,000 servants, female and male, an enormous offering. So today that would be like offering tens of millions of baht, or hundreds of millions of baht, or hundreds of millions of dollars or pounds. An enormous offering. And he said, but if that offering that was made in that lifetime, that was something that was very meritorious. There was a lot of boon that came from that. But if that offering had been made to somebody with right view, with samadhi, then that would have been much more meritorious. The boon that came just from that offering being made to the king of the country had a little bit of boon, but if it was offered to somebody who had right view, there would have been more boon. And then he goes through a long series. He says, and if that offering had been given to Prasodaban, then it would have been more boon would have come from that. Then, if the offering had been made to a Sotapanna, then there would have been more boon. If it had been offered to a once returner, even more boon. To a non-returner, even more boon. If it had been offered to a Arahant, there would be even more boon, more merit that came from that. And he continues the sequence, and if it had been offered to a fully awakened Buddha, that would have been even more boon. If it had been offered to a Sangha, it would be a Sangha of monks and nuns, then that would have been even more boon than offering just to an individual Buddha. So offering to the Sangha is more meritorious even than offering to a Buddha. Then if offering to a Sangha with the Buddha at the head, that would be more meritorious. Then he said to offer to build a monastery. If that offering had gone to build a monastery, that would have been even more boon. And then next one after that is if it had been offered to someone who'd taken the 5 precepts, it would be even more boon. So that someone who to explain that a bit better, so that even more than the offering of a monastery, an individual taking the 5 precepts will be more meritorious. There will be more boon if you take the 5 precepts and you keep them. That is even more merit than offering that gigantic, like 100 million baht, to a Sangha with the Buddha at the head. If you're taking the 5 precepts sincerely and completely, that is more boon comes from that than offering like 100 million baht to a Sangha with the Buddha at the head, or building a monastery. That's a serious statement from the Buddha. And also beyond that, he said, even more boon is if you practice loving kindness just for the time it takes to milk a cow. It's about 20 minutes. So just to practice metta bhavana, to fill your heart with loving kindness, is even more boon. And the final one, which is the most interesting, and I thought I would share it with you today as a sort of a key teaching, he said, if you keep the insight into anicca, kwam anichang, just for a finger snap, that's even more meritorious. So more boon comes from truly seeing anicca just for a finger snap than offering 100 million baht to the Sangha, or even to the Sangha with the Buddha at the head. That's an amazing statement to me. very surprising, but I think also very helpful. And the Buddha is in that way of speaking, making it clear that boon is not just about the giving of material gifts, but the more profound and complete and liberating boon, or that which is really bringing brightness to your heart, is keeping the precepts, practicing loving kindness, and developing insight. They're the ones at the top of the list. So ในพระสูตรนี้พระชื่อ Velama Suttaที่ Anguttara Nikaya. It's in the Anguttara Nikaya, this teaching. It's a book of the Nines, Sutta number 20, ที่เป็นหนังสือของ9พระสูตรที่20พระพุทธเจ้าอธิบายว่าถ้าในชาติก่อนเมื่อเป็นพระโพธิสัตว์เป็นพรหมที่รวยมากๆถวายทองเยอะๆแล้วช้างelephants horses แล้วทำไมถวายของเยอะๆเป็นแพงมากๆถวายพระราชการในช่วงนั้นและถ้ามีทำบุญอย่างนั้นบุญมากกว่าถ้าถวายอย่างนั้นถวายคนที่มีสมาธิเห็นความจริงเห็นพระธรรมบุญมากกว่าถ้าเป็นพระถวายพระโสดาบันบุญมากกว่าถ้าถวายพระสักดามีแล้วถ้าถวายพระอนาคามีเป็นบุญมากกว่าถ้าถวายเป็นพระอรหันต์มากกว่าถ้าถวายพระพุทธเจ้าก็มากกว่าถ้าถวายพระสงฆ์มากกว่าถวายพระพุทธเจ้าองค์เดียวแล้วถ้าถวายพระสงฆ์และพระพุทธเจ้าอยู่ข้างบนก็เป็นบุญมากกว่าถ้าถวายวัดสร้างวัดแล้วถวายวัดก็เป็นบุญมากกว่าและข้างบนนั้นถ้าเป็นผู้รักษาศีล5เป็นบุญมากกว่าถ้าปฏิบัติเมตตาภาวนาประมาณ20นาทีเป็นบุญมากกว่าแต่บุญมากที่สุดอย่างนี้ถ้าพิจารณาความอนิจจังสักวัดเดียวเป็นบุญมากกว่า So this is a very inexpensive way of making a lot of merit. Not that I should discourage people from making donations to support monasteries. We do need to pay the bills. But and I apologize if my Thai is not very clear, but this is the only Thai I have. But I feel this is not to discourage people from making material offerings, but it's to put things into perspective and to have that as something clear in our minds, that the pure heart and the quality of wisdom, it brings a greater brightness of heart, a greater quality of genuine boon than any kind of what they call amisa puja, the material offering. And so this is called patipati puja, the offering of your practice of Dhamma. So amisa puja, amisa means material, so a material offering can only bring so much brightness to your heart. Even an amazing offering like to a whole sangha with the Buddha at the head, and a very rich offering, that can only bring so much. But if your heart is, if you're keeping the precepts sincerely, if you're practicing loving kindness, and if you develop insight, even waddiyo, just for a moment, there is a clear and undistorted vision, seeing of anicca, of impermanence, true and complete, even just for a finger snap, that brings more brightness to the heart, more purity, more real boon than any kind of material offering. ในกรณีมันมีความหมายสำคัญมากในที่นี้เพราะว่าไม่ก็เป็นสิ่งสำคัญถวายของเพื่อจะช่วยพระสงฆ์ที่วัดก็ไม่ต้องหยุดไม่ต้องเพราะว่ามันช่วยเรามากๆก็ที่วัดอมราวดีก็เป็นที่ใหญ่ๆก็ I don't know how you say we have lots of bills but there's a big overhead เหมือนกันนึกว่าที่โรงแรมนี่เป็น overhead ใหญ่มาก วัดอมรวดีก็เหมือนกัน so I don't want to discourage people ถวายของเพื่อจะช่วยพระสงฆ์ก็ได้นี่เชื่ออามิสปูจาถวายของแล้วบุญที่เป็นความสว่างความสุขจริงๆอยู่ในจิตใจมาจากรักษาศีลแล้วมีเมตตาภาวนาแล้วมีอบรมจิตในวิปัสสนาเพื่อจะเห็นอนิจจังเมื่อเราเห็นอนิจจังนี่เป็นสิ่งมีเป็นบุญใหญ่โตso I feel this is something to really help give us a perspective in our life so that we can with great sincerity we can make offerings. Many people are quite wealthy, other people are not wealthy. People share the wealth, the money, the resources they have, and that's being unselfish, that's being generous. That is something very beautiful and noble. But in this teaching, it's saying that yes, that is noble, that's beautiful, and that does bring brightness. But even more important is the training of the heart, obrom jit, min samkhan gwa. And so this will be the kind of principle that Lumpur Cha, Lumpur Puddhatat, Lumpur Panya would be trying to put across when they say, why is this boon? Is it just because it leaves your hands and it comes into mine? That means automatic boon? That means ticket to heaven? I don't think so. It's not automatic. But there's the chetana, the intention, then sing samkhan tisut. What's the intention behind making the offering? What's the chetana? So, if we also reflect on the Buddha's teachings about the development of insight of vipassana kamatan, so to reflect upon anicca, the Buddha also said that when you truly see anicca, when the heart truly knows the quality of aniccang, of impermanence, of change, everything is changing. The material world is always changing. Our thoughts, our feelings, our ideas, our memories, our perceptions are always changing. Aniccang แปลว่าทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างเปลี่ยนแปลงตลอดเวลาถ้าเป็นในโลกทุกๆของในโลกเปลี่ยนแปลงตลอดเวลาในจิตใจของเราความคิดสัญญาแล้วสิ่งที่เราเห็นเราฟังเราจำสิ่งเปลี่ยนแปลงตลอดเวลา Everything is in a state of change. If that is seen directly and with true insight, then that opens the door to the insight into anatta. If the heart truly sees the truth of aniccang, of uncertainty, of change, then it will see the truth of anatta, of not self, because there's the recognition that everything we take to be ourself, our body, our personality, our name, our possessions, our status, our relationships, they're all changing. เปลี่ยนแปลงตลอดเวลาสิ่งที่เรามีสิ่งที่เราคิดเป็นตัวตนร่างกายนี้เชื่อนี้เปลี่ยนแปลงตลอดเวลา So when we see everything that we think that we are, the body, the mind, the personality is in a state of change, then there is the recognition that this is, how could this be a permanent self? There is the insight into anatta, ไม่ใช่ตัวไม่ใช่ตนร่างกายนี้และจิตใจนี้อารมณ์นี้ความคิดนี้เชื่อนี้ก็มาเป็นตัวตนไม่ได้ It cannot be who and what we are. So then the Buddha went on to explain. He said, when that insight into anatta is complete, when that is fulfilled, that is the ending of the what he called the conceit of identity, asmimana, yitthya tuaton, the ending of that attachment to I and mine, tuaton, to the Pasabali, ahankara, mamankara, the feeling of I am, the feeling of mine, that is let go of, that asmimana comes to an end. And he said, when that conceit, that mana, ยุดแล้ว when that comes to an end, when that stops เมื่อมานะหยุดแล้ว this is nibbana here and now when the heart lets go of that ตัวตน when it lets go of the I and me and mine completely, then that is nibbana here and now เมื่อปล่อยตัวตนที่เป็นนิพพานในปัจจุบันนี้ that is the quality of nibbana, peace, the true peace of the heart. So that this has been boon yai tisut. The greatest boon is to realize nibbana, for the heart to be fully liberated. So that also the Buddha said, Nibbanang paramang sukhang. Nibbana is the highest happiness. Nibbanang paramang sukhang. Nibbana, paramang ben sungsut. Sukha แปลว่าความสุข so nibbana is the highest happiness. So and when the heart lets go of ตัวตน of I and me and mine, and there is the realization of true peace of nibbana, then that is the greatest boon, the greatest happiness of all. So when we talk about nibbana, again, as the Ajahns would say, sometimes people hear about nibbana and they go, oh, ไม่เอาเย็นเกินไป too cool, too cold, ไม่ชอบ They say, I don't want to go to nibbana. Can I take my friend? Are my friends going to be there? Yeah. Do I have to say goodbye to my dog? Yeah. Nibbana sounds kind of off-putting. It's not very appealing. It's too cool. There's nothing there, and they have that feeling of that nibbana is unattractive. So again, the Kruba Ajahns, the Ajahns would say, this is a really wrong understanding. Why would the Buddha recommend nibbana as the highest happiness if it was something that wasn't really pleasant? Why are you afraid of it? Because oftentimes people will say, oh, I want to make merit so I can go to heaven. I don't want to go to nibbana. ไม่เอาไปนิพพานไม่อยากจะขึ้นนิพพานก็เย็นเกินไปไม่ชอบแล้วขึ้นสวรรค์ดีกว่า I want to go to heaven. I can be with my friends, take my dog, and have my family and the things I like. But that sounds good. But nibbana,ไม่เอา it's too cool or too. I think, will I be lonely? Am I there by myself? But the Ajahns would always say, this is a wrong understanding. เข้าใจผิดมาก So if the Buddha recommends nibbana as the highest happiness, then we should say, maybe give the Buddha some credit. He's telling the truth. And that we can say, well, why would he say that's the highest happiness? So nibbana, sometimes we think of that as some kind of permanent heaven, some kind of state where we let go of everything, we don't have anything, so it can feel like you're going to be lonely or you don't have anything, you're just in this cold place, just being me but with no thing. But with vipassana, the development of insight, then rather than that quality of nibbana being something that has the aspect of loneliness or being very sterile, very cold, very unappealing, then with the development of vipassana, when the mind is really awake and has let go of everything, we realize, oh, the nibbana is a state of great brightness, of great happiness, of great freedom. It's like having been in jail and you're let out of jail. That, or you've been stuck in a job and finally you retire. สบายแล้ว So I would suggest that it's good to recognize that nibbana is indeed the most high and beautiful happiness, though it's not a worldly happiness. It's the happiness of not wanting anything, not lacking anything. It's the happiness of the heart knowing its own completeness. ในเมื่อเราฟังเทศน์ฟังธรรมอาจารย์สอนในเรื่องนิพพานแล้วอาจจะมีความรู้สึกไม่อยากจะไปนิพพานก็อยู่คนเดียวก็เพื่อนไปได้ไหมก็ครอบครัวอยู่ไหมก็ไม่อยากจะไปเพราะว่ามัน จะเป็น lonely แล้วขึ้นสวรรค์ดีกว่าไปที่ทาวเทงซาอยู่สวรรค์นานๆแล้วเพื่อนก็อยู่ด้วยก็อาจจะครอบครัวอยู่ด้วยสบายกว่าแต่ก็ครูบาอาจารย์อธิบายมันพระพุทธเจ้าท่านบอกว่านิพพานเป็นความสุขความสบายใจสูงสุดอาจจะพระพุทธเจ้าพูดจริงๆอาจจะพูดอาจจะเราเข้าใจนิพพานเราเข้าใจผิดเมื่อเราอบรมจิตใจของเราในวิปัสสนากรรมฐานในจิตใจของเราเมื่อเห็นตรงๆเมื่อปล่อยหมดก็เห็นรูปังอนิจจังเวทนาอนิจจาสัญญาอนิจจาสังขารอนิจจาวิญญาณังอนิจจังจิตใจเห็นรูปังอนัตตาเวทนาอนัตตาสัญญาอนัตตาสังขารอนัตตาวิญญาณังอนัตตาเมื่อเห็นตรงๆเมื่อเห็นแจ่มแจ้งในช่วงนั้นจิตมีความรู้สึกอิสระมีความสบายใจมากไม่มีภาระอะไรก็สบายแล้วเหมือนกันออกจากคุกเมื่อเกษียณแล้วว่าจะเกษียณแล้วสบายมากไม่มีภาระที่ประเทศอังกฤษมีอาจารย์เป็นเจ้าอาวาสที่วัดที่ประเทศอังกฤษแล้วท่านไม่ชอบเป็นเจ้าอาวาสจริงๆก็นิสัยของท่านไม่ชอบเป็นหัวหน้าไม่ชอบอยู่ข้างหน้าชอบอยู่ข้างหลังแต่5 ปีรับหน้าที่เป็นเจ้าอาวาสแต่ก่อนมาที่นี่มันมีทอดกฐินที่วัดนั้นแล้วองค์นี้ก็เกษียณเป็นเจ้าอาวาสแล้วให้หน้าที่เป็นเจ้าอาวาสที่พระกับอาจารย์ที่มาใหม่ท่านยิ้มสบายไม่ได้เป็นเจ้าอาวาสสบายมากเมื่อไงปล่อยภาระนี่เป็นนิพพานเป็นอย่างนั้นเป็นไม่มีภาระปล่อยหมดไม่มีภาระอะไรเมื่อหลายปีมาแล้วเมื่อมีคารวะมาที่วัดนงประพงครั้งแรกไปในช่วงนั้นหลวงพ่อชากำลังสร้างโบสถ์แล้วเห็นคนที่คารวะที่มาเยี่ยมเห็นมีพระประมาณ40 องค์50 องค์แล้วบ้านแม่ชีมีแม่ชี50-60 คนอยู่ที่นนแล้วเข้าใจว่ามีหลวงพ่อมีสาขา30 หรือ 40 แห่งแล้วเขาถามหลวงพ่อชาหลวงพ่อมีงานเยอะที่นี่ก็สร้างโบสถ์แล้วมีลูกศิษย์มีพระหลายองค์แล้วแม่ชีหลายรูปด้วยแล้วหลายสาขาแล้วมีลูกศิษย์เยอะหลายร้อยหลายพันคนก็เป็นภาระจริงๆก็เป็นหนักมากๆแล้วหลวงพ่อมีเครียดไหมก็เป็นภาระจริงๆก็เป็นยังไงแล้วหลวงพ่อชาอธิบายว่าอยู่ที่นั่นเห็นแต่หินสีมาไหมก็นอกจากห้องอุโบสถที่หลวงพ่อกำลังสร้างมีแต่หินสีมาเก่าแก่ของโบราณแต่คารวะบอกว่าใช่เป็นหินใหญ่ๆหนักมากและหลวงพ่ออธิบายถ้าไม่ยกไม่หนักเข้าใจไหมถ้าไม่ยกไม่หนักฉะนั้นอาจจะมีธุระเยอะๆอาจจะมีหน้าที่เยอะๆแต่ถ้าไม่ยกไม่นัก นี่เป็นตัวอย่างที่ดีในชีวิตของเรา so Luang Por Chah was a very good example and of having that kind of attitude of letting go of everything of not attaching. He did a lot of things. He had a lot of responsibilities. He had many disciples, but when I describe Nibbana as not owning anything, of having no burdens, like when you're being retired, it's an attitude of mind, it's a tasanakati. That is the most important thing. So when I was invited to take up the role of being the Jawat, the abbot of Amarawadi, which is a very big monastery, I was co-abbot of Abhayagiri Monastery in California with a much smaller community. Amarawadi is much bigger number of people, very complex. I remember a teaching of Luang Por Chah that I heard a long time ago, where a layperson came to visit Wat Ba Pong for the first time, and Luang Por Chah was building the Oppositor Hall. It was a big building project, and they had been around the monastery. They saw there's about 40 or 50 kutis for the monks and about 50, 60 kutis for the nuns. And then Luang Por Chah had 30 or 40 branch monasteries at the same time, and all day long he would sit under his kuti and all day for hours and hours, 8, 10, 12, 15 hours sometimes. After the meal he would receive people from, say, 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning after the meal until maybe 10 o'clock at night, midnight, every day. So they said, "Oh, Luang Por, this is a terrible burden for you. His life here must be really stressful. I mean, you have so many disciples, so many responsibilities, all these branch monasteries, people call you on your time, they never leave you alone. It must be really stressful." And outside of the front of the Oppositor Hall that they were building, they had these ancient Sema stones, big boundary stones from our old monasteries were placed there. And he asked this layman, "So is that, you see those big stones over there, the big Sema stones?" I said, yeah, I see it. "So is that heavy, that big one?" I said, "Yeah, it's really heavy. It's like 1.5, nearly 2 meters tall. It's really heavy." And then Luang Por said, "If you don't pick it up, it's not heavy. If you don't lift it, it's not heavy." And so that, I feel, is a very skillful attitude. Ta mai yok mai nak. If you don't pick it up, if you don't grasp it, it's not heavy. So I take that attitude of non-grasping, of letting things go, letting things not be a burden, as a very direct guidance for myself, leading the community at an Amarawadi monastery. So that when we talk about happiness and the development of boon, I would say everything hinges around the attitude, the tasanakati. It's not whether we make an offering, it's not even if we're sitting with our eyes closed on a cushion. It's the attitude that we're doing it with. Because if you hear what I've been saying today, say, "Oh, just do metta bhavana for 20 minutes and that's better than offering 100 million baht." Well, that's great, okay. So I'll get my merit the cheap way. If that's the attitude, why? That won't work, because it's just me trying to be sneaky, trying to get things on the cheap. The attitude is not good. But if the attitude is one of purity of heart, purity of intention, then if you make a material offering, then it will have a very good result. If you make you develop the patipati puja, the offering of your practice, if it's not just for your own benefit, but it's just for the benefit of this life and all beings around you, just because that's the best thing you can do with your life, with your time, then that will have a very good result. And if in the practice there is the development of the vipassana kamatan, insight, and there is the true seeing of anicca, dukkha, anatta, and that genuine insight arises, then that great brightness of the heart is what will be present. And there will be also not the attitude of, "Yes, now I've got it. This is a lot of merit, so this is going to guarantee me a good result in the future." The mind doesn't even think like that, because it knows right now, in this moment, in this very moment, there is the brightness of the heart being free of burdens, the heart being free of greed, hatred, and delusion. So that ถ้าเราพิจารณาคำสอนอย่างนี้เราเห็นทัศนคติเป็นสิ่งสำคัญที่สุดทัศนคติเมื่อถวายของทัศนคติเมื่อนั่งสมาธิเมื่อแผ่เมตตาแผ่บุญทัศนคติเมื่อมีทำวิปัสสนากรรมฐานด้วยทัศนคติเป็นสิ่งสำคัญที่สุดถ้ามีใจบริสุทธิ์และเจตนาเพื่อจะปฏิบัติธรรมในภาษาบาลีเรียกว่าธรรมานุดัมมปฏิปดาปฏิบัติธรรมเท่ากับพระธรรม It's hard to อธิบายยากในภาษาไทย So to practice the Dhamma in accordance with Dhamma. If we practice the Dhamma in accordance with greed, like I'm meditating so I can get lots of merit, or I'm making this offering so I'll go to heaven, or I'll get lots of merit. I'm practicing the Dhamma because my husband told me I should come on this retreat. So that's practicing Dhamma in accordance with self-view, with Sakaya Ditti, or with greed, with a worldly attitude. Dhammanudhamma patipada is practicing Dhamma in accordance with Dhamma. So you practice the Dhamma simply because that is the most beautiful and noble thing you can do with this life, with this mind, with the time that is here, with the energy that we have. But Dhammanudhamma patipada เป็นปฏิบัติธรรมเท่ากับพระธรรมไม่ใช่เท่ากับสักกายทิฏฐิตัวตนปล่อยตัวตนนะเมื่อเรานั่งสมาธิหรือถวายของหรือแผ่บุญแผ่เมตตาถ้ามีใจบริสุทธิ์ผลของนั้นจะเป็นบุญเป็นความสบายใจสูงสุด So when we practice, whether it's making material offerings or the offering of our practice, the practice of meditation and development of samatha, vipassana, of concentration or insight, if the intention is pure, then the result will bring the most, the greatest boon, the greatest merit, and also the greatest happiness, because it will be the happiness of unselfishness, of the happiness of the pure heart of Nibbana. So I offer these thoughts for consideration today. Ewan.
สาธุสาธุสาธุค่ะก็ก่อนท่านอาจารย์นำภาวนาค่ะยืนด้วยสติก่อนแล้วค่อยนั่งดีไหมเจ้าค่ะขออนุญาตค่ะขอให้ทุกคนยืนด้วยสติก่อนนะจ๊ะค่ะเชิญนะคะเราจะได้ปรับท่านั่งให้เปลี่ยนอิริยาบถหน่อยนะคะค่ะค่อยๆลุกนะคะแล้วก็ยืนด้วยสตินะคะเดี๋ยวจะได้นั่งภาวนากับท่านอาจารย์ค่ะเพราะว่าเราต้องนั่งกันยาวสักนิดหนึ่งนะคะค่ะตามรู้นะคะการเคลื่อนไหวของกายนะคะค่ะดูความตึงหย่อนของร่างกายของเรานะคะค่ะค่ะถ้าพร้อมแล้วก็เชิญนะคะค่ะท่านที่นั่งอาสนะก็ฟังคำแนะนำจากท่านอาจารย์นะคะค่ะค่ะกราบนิมนต์ท่านอาจารย์นำภาวนาเจ้าค่ะ
กราบนมัสการพระอาจารย์ช่วยนำนั่งสมาธิสอนพวกเรานั่งสมาธิครับผม
To begin with, before we try to do anything in terms of meditation, take a moment to notice how you feel. ก่อนทำอะไรเพื่อจะอบรมจิตหรือฝึกกรรมฐานดูอารมณ์ในช่วงนี้ทัศนคติเป็นยังไงอารมณ์เป็นยังไงสบายไม่สบายเจ็บไม่มีเจ็บเหนื่อยก็หรือมีกำลังใจเยอะๆเป็นยังไง Notice whether you are feeling comfortable or uncomfortable, happy or sad, whether you feel sleepy or energetic, just to bring attention to where you're starting from, what you're working with. Often with meditation we can get, right into trying to use a particular method, but not taking into account the fact that we're really tired or something is really worrying us or that we just had a big meal. So take a moment to notice what's the feeling, what's the mood, your body and your mind. How is it right now? บางครั้งก็เมื่อปิดตาแล้วนั่งสมาธิก็รีบทำอานาปานสติหรืออยากจะอบรมจิตแต่ไม่รู้อารมณ์เป็นยังไงเดี๋ยวนี้เหนื่อยไหมท้องอิ่มไหมมีกำลังใจไหมก็มีสโลกใจอยู่ในจิตมีสบายใจเป็นยังไง Just to take a moment to appreciate what we're starting with. And there's no wrong or right mood. We start from where we are, not where we think we should be. So just take a moment to notice what that feeling is, to appreciate that, whatever it might be, whether we're sleepy or energetic, comfortable or uncomfortable, in this moment. This is the way it is. ในปัจจุบันนี้เป็นอย่างนี้เองความรู้สึกนี้อารมณ์นี้เป็นอย่างนี้เองถ้าอยากจะมีความสงบแล้วมีกำลังด้วยในร่างกายต้องมีอย่างอารมณ์อย่างนี้ด้วยฉะนั้นดูพิจารณาความรู้สึกอยู่ในหลังเชิญหลังอยู่ตรงๆ If we want to develop a state of peacefulness and energy, both brightness of mind and peacefulness of mind, then we need to establish those qualities in the body, first of all. So, looking at the feelings in your back, your spine, let the spine stretch and grow to be straight, and not tense, but just so the body is sitting in an energetic, upright way. ไม่เครียดแต่ตรงสบายjust straight and relaxed. And then around the spine, consciously let the rest of the body soften around that. So the spine is at the center, and then the rest of the muscles of the body, in our face, our neck, our shoulders, stomach, our legs, everything relaxes around that upright spine. หลังตรงๆอยู่กลางๆแล้วเชิญทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างมีสบายในหน้าในมือในท้องในขาทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างไม่สตรสต้องรีแลกซ์อย่างนี้มีความสบายความเงียบและมีแต่กำลังอยู่ในร่างกาย In this way in the body there's both energy, strength and peacefulness. เป็นธรรมดาในจิตใจของเราจิตนี้ชอบไปนี่ไปโน่นไปนี่ไปโน่นไปอนาคตไปอดีตตามอารมณ์เป็นธรรมดาธรรมชาติถ้าเราอยากจะมีความสงบจริงๆต้องรู้ปัจจุบันนี้ต้องอบรมจิตมีแต่ความรู้ในปัจจุบันนี้ It's natural for the attention to wander, to imagine the future, to remember the past, to get lost in moods and feelings, thoughts. This is ordinary, this is natural. But if we want to establish a mind that is peaceful and awake, we need to pay attention to the present, to train the mind to rest in the present moment, where reality is found. This is the only place truth, reality is found. Viti ง่ายที่สุดเพื่อจะอบรมจิตอยู่ในปัจจุบันนี้ตามลมหายใจเข้าหายใจออกไม่ต้องเปลี่ยนลมและดูเป็นธรรมดาธรรมชาติความรู้สึกหายใจเข้าความรู้สึกหายใจออก One of the easiest ways to train the mind to rest in the present is to use the feeling of the breath. We're always breathing. It's always here. And the body only exists in the present moment. So, to pay attention to the body and this feeling of the breath is the guaranteed way to anchor, to establish the attention in the present. So follow the feeling of the breath as it comes in, as it goes out in a natural rhythm. There's no need to try and change the breath. Just let it come and go as it does naturally. And whenever you find the attention has wandered into thinking about the future, remembering the past, drifting off into a fantasy, as soon as you notice, as soon as you're aware of that grasping the future, grasping the past, grasping an idea, know that feeling of grasping, then let go. Bring the attention back to the present, back to the breath. เมื่อจิตตามอารมณ์ตามอาทิตย์ตามอนาคตตามความคิดรู้ความยึดถืออนาคตยึดถืออาทิตย์ยึดถือสิ่งที่เราคิดรู้ความยึดถือแล้วปล่อยวางแล้วกลับมาที่ลมหายใจเข้าหายใจออกไม่ทะเลาะกับอารมณ์ไม่ทะเลาะกับความคิดไม่ทะเลาะกับร่างกาย Don't argue with the moods, don't argue with thoughts or arguing with the body. These are not the enemy. They're what we're working with. Peacefully, patiently, training the mind to be with this present reality. อารมณ์ไม่ได้เป็นศัตรูไม่ได้เป็นปัญหาเป็นสิ่งที่เราศึกษารู้ปล่อยวางรู้ปล่อยวาง training the mind is like training a young child. A child is not the enemy, a child is not a problem. If they're only 2 or 3 or 4 years old, it's natural for them to be restless, to run here, run there, to be busy, excited, moody. Just like we train a child to write the letters of the alphabet, carefully put the crayon, the pencil in their hand, we make the shape, Ko Kai, Ko Kwai. This is an A, this is a B, this is a C. It's this shape. We help guide the child's hand to make the right shape for the letter. Patiently helping them, guiding them. And of course, they get it wrong. They slip away, they get up, they run off. It's ordinary, natural. So, over and over again, every time the child gets the shape wrong, then we try again. Every time they jump up and run around, then we invite them to come back, sit down, be still. So the attitude is one of kindness, patience, over and over again, ready to let go of all those distractions, those agitations. Let go, begin again. To know that distraction, let go, begin again. อบรมจิตเหมือนกันอบรมเด็กน้อยเรียนเขียนกอไก่กอควายถ้าเป็นธรรมดาธรรมชาติเด็กก็เขียนผิดเรือเบื่อก็ขึ้นแล้ววิ่งไปนี่วิ่งไปโน่นแล้วต้องมีความขันติความเมตตาก็เช่นอันนี้เขียนผิดหน่อยครับก็ทำอีกเขียนผิดนิดน้อยอีกนิดน้อยทำอีกนิดน้อยมานี่เมื่อขึ้นแล้ววิ่งไปนี่วิ่งไปโน่นโอเคกลับมาที่นี่นั่งสบายโอเคอีกครั้งหนึ่งอย่างนั้นมีเมตตามีขันตินี่เป็นวิธีเพื่อจะอบรมจิตSo just like training a child, if the means that we use are kind, are patient, have a quality of steadiness, of upekkha, then that will be the result. The result will be peaceful. If we make our thoughts, our moods, the body into an enemy, into a problem, and just like if you scold a child, you get angry with the child, you get impatient, and the child cries and you get upset, everybody loses. When weอบรมจิตถ้าทัศนคติมันมีเมตตามีความขันติและอุเบกขานี่เป็นเหตุฉะนั้นผลจะเป็นความสุขความสงบความสบายใจถ้าเราเห็นจิตเป็นศัตรูจิตเป็นปัญหาทะเลาะกันเหตุเป็นความอกุศลฉะนั้นผลจะเป็นไม่สบายใจไม่สงบเป็นธรรมดาธรรมชาติฉะนั้นวิธีอบรมจิตต้องการมีเมตตามีความขันติอุเบกขานี่เป็นเหตุฉะนั้นผลจะเป็นความสุขความสบายใจความสงบ If we have a peaceful means, we'll have a peaceful end. If we use an agitated means, then we'll have an agitated, painful, stressful end. The result will be stressful. The means and the end are connected. The cause and the effect are connected. So no matter how many times the attention drifts and wanders, patiently, kindly, come back to the breath, over and over, always ready to begin again. If you find that your mind is quite concentrated, your attention is steady in the present moment, then we don't have to hold on to the breath. If your car is stationary, you don't have to worry about the steering. It's not moving. You can let go of the steering wheel. So if the mind is quite steady and concentrated in the present, you can let go of the breath and simply watch the flow of perceptions and feelings. The sounds we hear, the feelings of the body, thoughts that come and go, to know anicca, changing, it's changing, it's changing. What we hear, what we feel, what we think, it's just the field of perception changing. And anicca, anicchang dukkhang anatta. ถ้าจิตหยุดในปัจจุบันนี้ง่ายๆไม่ต้องยึดถือลมหายใจเข้าหายใจออกมันปล่อยได้รู้ปัจจุบันนี้รู้ทุกอย่างสิ่งที่เราฟังสิ่งที่เราคิดความรู้สึกอยู่ในร่างกายทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างไปมาอยู่กับความรู้เป็นผู้รู้ธาตุรู้ทราบสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นดับไปเกิดขึ้นดับไปเกิดขึ้นดับไปแต่ความรู้ธาตุรู้ไม่ได้ไปไหนรับสัญญาสังขารเกิดขึ้นดับไปเกิดขึ้นดับไปแต่ผู้รู้ธาตุรู้ไม่ได้ไปไหนรับทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างปล่อยทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างสงบสบายว่างหมดIn this way, if we let the heart rest to embody that quality of knowing, being that element of knowing, then it knows the arising and passing of thoughts and perceptions, feelings, moods, self-judgments. They arise, they pass. But the knowing isn't going anywhere. It's not tied to the things that arise and pass. It's awake, aware, empty, completely empty, receiving everything, knowing everything, letting go of everything. We can bring the meditation to close. You can open your eyes and we can now have the time for Santanatham. ภาวนาในปัจจุบันนี้เรามีเวลาสนทนาธรรมไม่มีระฆังเพื่อจะจบนั่งสมาธิสาธุค่อยๆคลายสมาธินะคะค่ะ